Hello and welcome to round 4 of the Dragon Racing League. We are here today in the Netherlands for a wonderful tour around Zandvoort. As you can see, the weather, not so fun. We got a little bit of rain here, which will make for a very interesting qualifying as we are on board with Brian Autry, who is, I believe, our first lap out. Oh, sorry, no, Gunnar and the Alpha Tower is our first one out on their fast lap. We'll see how this will go. As we are sort of letting the first couple groups to get their first sort of times in here, we'll take a quick look at our driver standings for Season 2 through Spa. So our first 3 races. Aaron Coulson holding on to P1 in that Alpha Tauri. Ablish, sorry if I pronounced that name wrong, in P2 in the Ferrari, Jack in 3, Hayden in 4th, Ben Schultz in 5th, Donovan in 6th, Damon in 7th, TJ in 8th, Michael in 9th, Jeremy in 10th, Christopher in 11th, Zach in 12th, Mitchell in 13th, Marley in 15th, Samuel in 16th, Alexis in 17th, Brian in 18th, Cliff in 19th, Ryan in 20th, and Josh in 21st. As our first time comes in with a 1:15.722. And then the team standings for this one, as of right now, Alfa Romeo holding on to that top spot. In second, you have Ferrari. As we quickly, we'll actually hide that, as we have our second time coming in at 1:19.5, so the 1:15 still holding strong. So Ferrari in second, Mercedes in third, McLaren in fourth, Alpha Tauri in fifth, Aston Martin in sixth, Red Bull in seventh, Williams in eighth, Haas in ninth, and Alpine holding on into 10th place. As we can see, times starting to come in. We do have a reserve driver, Verstappen, who is filling in for the Ferrari today with a 1:15.738. So it could be a little interesting on between those two as we make our way through the first set. Some good salt taking over into P1. With a 1:15.621. Here we are with Foxy. Ooh, a little wide coming out of turn 3 and into 4 there. It is a little tricky. I mean, it looks intermediate, so it shouldn't be too bad, but always a little tricky as we try to make our way through any track when it is covered in some water. As you can see, Razor X looking like he's just trying to stay out of the way here, as Foxy is actually going to make their way by. And we do have Wolfsburg Tuner just coming around as well. Hayden with his another name change, Ronan Hayden, apparently. And then Knick-Knack Paddywhack as well. We see Foxy getting themselves up into P4. As it looks like Racer X is about to send their first lap. We'll quickly hop on board as they make their way through into turn 1. Very tight corner. You want to be careful of that curve. If you get too much of it can send you around, and this very interesting where you have the hard right of 2 and then a very hard hairpin left of 3 before making your way out. And there's turn 4. Then you've got turn 5 and turn 6, a very fast section here. Schooner sits another fast lap of 1:15.477. Through into 9. We're making your way, heavy brake. Actually, no, sorry, tap the brakes, turn right, and then heavy braking for turn 9 here, sorry. And then you've got this other one here for 10 as you kind of avoid, again, the second set of curb. So that you're kind of dual leveled. You want to avoid that second one, not go too far in before making your way down in. And this is very fun 11 and 12 sequence where you get really slow. And then on your way through into turn 13. Again, avoiding that second layer of curving before you turn 14 here, as you just are pinning it down towards the start-finish line. This will put Racer X in the P4. So as we have now everyone kind of on their way into pit lane here, as we'll allow our second runnings for a lot of these drivers. Looks like we do have a couple that have yet to put in a full time. And as you can see from our list, we have 15 drivers today. So we have Gooner, Some Good Salt, Faststeppen, Racer X, Knick-Knack Paddywhack, Foxy, B Schultz, The Johnny Damon, Wolfokami, B Boogie, AO, Brian Autry, Dude Chef, Wolfsburg Tuner, and Ronan Hayden. And Knick-Knack Paddywhack hopping up into P1 with a 1:15.033, having almost actually a full 0.4 of a second ahead of P2 right now. Pretty solid time to be. There's an incident there. As we will now, we'll have a bunch of cars heading their way into pit lane. It looks like Dude Chef is just coming out, and he's going to be on his outlap right away, as they are going to hope to get a good first time in. As they make their way into turn 13 and 14 for their very first. Ooh, goes a little wide, is able to keep it going though. And we are going to head down the straight. Into a very tight turn 1. Fun turn 2 right into turn 3. Can be very tricky though, but also a lot of fun. For you have the 4, 5, 6 sequence of kind of the S's, as he does set a purple sector 1 there. So Dude Chef getting a flying first sector. Or heading into 7, 8, 9, and then the second hairpin of 10. Where we head on down into Hans Erst Bocht, which is this corner 11 and 12. So this is 11 right here before the hard left other hairpinny, sort of very short one of 12, and then heading down into turn 13. It goes a little wider than you really want to, especially in the water, though it looks like the rain has started to lift, so we're going to see some faster times, guys. We are going to be swapping over to those softer tires. So the rain has 100% stopped. I think we're just trying to see where it's going to put people, as that does give them 1:16.951. So some change of weather as we rip on out on some of these softer tires. So we are off of the intermediates and tires now. It looks like Some Good Salt's going to be one of the first ones out to get a full lap. They are going faster through Sector 2 on their previous time. Faststeppen with a 1:14.779, so opening up again. So yeah, as the track is starting to gain a little bit as they make their laps through, as looks like someone got disqualified. AO for going the wrong direction. That's unfortunate, but a purple sector 3 out of Some Good Salt, and they will hop up into P2. Oh, that is not the direction you want to be facing. I'm assuming that was the problem right there. We do have Gooner on his way. Let's see what he's able to do, as he just entered Sector 1. Didn't have a faster sector, or the fastest Sector 1, sorry, as they enter Sector 2. As we make our way through Wolfokami with 1:13.9, as we have now dipped into 1:13s. And Gunnar setting a fastest lap of 1:12.338. Was a second ahead of the last first place finisher there. And also, hello to everybody who has hopped in. Picture quality is foggy. Oh, that I don't know why. Oh, better now? Okay. All right. Now I'll have to catch back up on chat. For some reason, it's not popping up for me specifically. Francois, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Good luck, everyone. Red Devil, thank you, Red Devil. Good luck to yourself as well. Christopher Schultz, picture's quite foggy. Glad it has cleared up. And hello, everybody. Hayden, big announcement. All right, so this is Ronan Hayden, just for anyone who is curious. I made a team called a Ronin Empire, so currently consists of myself and B. Schultz, so our two Mercedes drivers. So that is very interesting. And I'll have to get the chat brought up on my screen at some point here right away, but congratulations to Hayden Rogers as we are in the final 5 minutes here of our qualifying. Speaking of Hayden, there he is holding on to P2 right now. I believe B. Schultz is still in there. As Boogie here is going to be heading towards their fastest lap. Foggy again. Francois, Bodie, I'm good and you? I'm doing well. Keeping out of trouble if I can. And Foggy again. Interesting. I'll take a look at it when we take our sort of break here. I can try to. I'll try and see if I can run in the last little bit. Knick-knack paddywhack with the fastest lap of 1:11.216. Once again, opening up a second ahead of everybody. I don't know why it would be getting foggy here. Yeah, let's see if I can take a quick look into that. I'm going to quickly just throw that up for a second while I try and figure out what is going on. Thank you for all the support. You show me we do COS races. I always wanted to thank you, but don't look at the stream. Fair enough. Okay. I might have to adjust it on my thing. Okay. Hopefully this is better, but we'll see how that tracks. I'm going to actually, while I'm here, that was what I want right there. So, get rid of that. I can that there. All right. Let me know how that goes. Hopefully that looks better. So we got that quickly done before everyone is done. So we have about a minute and a half left here as Some Good Salt has taken the lead provisional pole at a 1:10.424. As we have Wolf Qaliy as well on his way around. Does look like Verstappen might be coming through fairly quickly as he does take on provisional pole here with a 1:10.079, so the fastest lap so far. Some Good Salt looks like he's coming around again. 1:09.938, which is a flying lap. As we have Hayden making his way through as well. Wolfokami looks like they are going to be the next one. The Johnny Damon, 109.521. Now the times are coming in fast. They are falling crazy. As Wolfokami is going to get themselves into P4. Now we do have Boogie. Looks like they are going to be coming by as well. I think Racer actually is going to much better. Okay. I think I had to just tweak my bitrate. So thank you for letting me know that. It was very low in comparison to what it should be. I think they were saying it was at like 2,500 instead of 13,000, which it's supposed to be. So, all right. So we do have the Johnny Damon. Nick Patrick has just started his last flying lap. Ryan Autry on his way as well. We do have Ronan Hayden as he's about to make his way through. We'll see where he is going to be able to end up. Into P2. Some Good Salt has already finished. Let's hop on. I think, yeah, B. Schultz is also on his way around. Speaking of Christopher Schultz, Mr. Schultz there as we fly down to the start-finish line. And he takes provisional pole with a 108.886. Absolutely flying. The Johnny Damon goes straight into the pits. We do have Wolfokami just wrapping things up there. Nick Paddywhack, I believe, is one of the few last groups to go. See what he is able to do. He's going to make his way out of turn 14. Heading on down to the start-finish line. Let's see what comes up. A 108.994, so he will take P2. Brian Autry making his way as he decides to hop into the pit lane. 109.176 out of Gunnar. It does get him into P3, and that, I believe, is going to be it. That will be qualifying. And thank you everyone for coming on, and hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Or evening, I guess. Can be fairly late for some of you guys, depending on where you're catching it. So with that, we will be heading into the race. So we have B. Schultz taking a provisional pole here. Nick Paddywhack in P2, Gunnar in P3, the Johnny Damon in P4, Racer X in 5, Ronan Hayden in 6, Some Good Salt in 7, Fastappen in 8, Foxy in 9, Wolfokami 10, Brian Autry in 11th, Boogie in 12, Wolfsburg Tuner in 13, Dudesheft in 14, and AO in 15. Sorry to be a bother. Is it not good again? If it's not good, please, no, and no. I'd rather know, that way people can actually see everything properly instead of it being all messed up. That is the last thing we want. So yes, no, if it ever is not good, let me know, because it allows me to adjust things, and I'd rather adjust it so it looks good for everybody. All right. We'll take a very quick break here. We'll take a very quick break here as everyone gets organized. I believe they have a couple of minutes to let them get things going. So we will quickly throw on everybody's favorite, the Pit Stop Boys. All right, I always forget we have no formation lap, and we are underway though with B Schultz getting a great jump. Ooh, looks like we have an Alpine off into the grass on the start as we come into turn one, and it looks like we get away clean, which is always fantastic because the last thing we need is incidences that way. As we are now flying, B Schultz opening up already a half-second gap on the field. Right off of the first lap, which is obviously fantastic and exactly what we want. Chris, thank you for hopping on in. Hope everything is well with you guys. As it looks like Foxy and Wolfo Qaliy having themselves a little bit of a back and forth duel here, as they are too wide through most of this. Yeah, Foxy does look like they are able to hold on to it, though Wolfo Qaliy not giving up on this position. They're fighting for P9 and P10. B Schultz obviously, ooh, wow. B Schultz already opening up a full second, as it does look like Verstappen is trying to make their way up as well. Possible strategies, as you can see there, so soft to medium, or medium to hard, or obviously medium soft, hard medium. Kind of depends what you're looking at. It looks like a lot of hard and medium runners as we enter a lap 2 here, as Verstappen does make his way around. Oh, a little bit of a bump there. Not the best, but those hard tires up against those mediums is going to be a little tricky. It does look like some good soul has those softs on. So he should be able to start reeling in. He's right on the rear diffuser of Hayden. We are making our way. I don't know why I popped up the strategies again, but I did. As we have, Hayden and Foxy. Unfortunately having a massive incident there. And that is going to bring out our very first safety car. I'm just trying to see if I can track down what happened there. Oh, it looks like Hayden unfortunately caught the curb, spun, and Foxy just happened to be right there at the worst time and got collected in Hayden's spin. Well, that's rather unfortunate for both drivers, as he just he got a little bit too much of the curb on the inside and sent him around. With our first safety car of the race, BK, let's go Ben. He had a really good start. Unfortunately, the safety car will tie everything back in. Salt tapped your rear. Okay, it was hard to see. I kind of caught a bit of it. So yeah, okay. So you got a little love tap, which bounced, spun you around. And unfortunately, yeah, Foxy just never touched the curb. Oh, it looked like you caught the curb a little bit, but okay. I guess yeah, that's good then. I happen to be on at the same time. Managed to snag that one. Oh, okay, yeah. Just a little bit of a hooker, unfortunately. That'll send you around, and unfortunately for Foxy, they get caught up in that as well. Well, it was caught completely on stream for you there, Hayden, so if you need a POV, we got one. But hopefully we will be back underway very shortly here. think, yeah, we should be going green after the end of this lap here. At least hopefully we are going green at the end of this lap. As we are at, I believe this is one of Max's 3 Max Verstappen's 3 home races. Rather interestingly, yes, so safety car will be in this lap. Hello, BK. Yes. All right, so we have Ben being the proverbial pace car, as he's going to dictate when everything gets going. He's probably going to have wanted to have started going already, as unfortunately he's now kind of limited as to when he can go. He does have the faster tire. Everyone behind him is on slower tires. He's going to really back this one up. Doesn't want to give anybody a real good jump. And there he goes. He does take off. As we can see, the 3 drivers all crumpled together right in the back there. As he does get a pretty solid jump, opening almost a full second already. Fantastic jump by him. As it does look like we have a couple of spots being swapped as the Johnny Damon is up in this. Ooh, that's not where you want to be. Tucked in on the inside with Verstappen on the outside, as he does get past him on those medium tires. Johnny Damon is holding on to the hards as we make our way through. Nick Paddywhack's about 0.8 of a second down, but he is still losing time now. Obviously, Bischelt's in those faster tires is going to have a little bit of an advantage. These two dueling on the same tires. The Johnny Damon actually is able to get back ahead of Verstappen. Ooh, a little bit of a bump. Oh! It looked a little sketchy. Duchev getting a little loose there as Some Good Salt makes a little bit of contact. But they are able to continue going. And no more issues there. You can see Some Good Salt and his teammate trying to work somewhat together, but no, he gets a little on the outside and goes a little wide, and that is going to allow Some Good Salt to slip past and get ahead of him there. We do have Verstappen trying to chase down now Wolf Okami, who was able to actually get past as well. Racer X, there's now starting to form a little bit of gap between P2 and P3 and P4, as P1 or 2 and 3 are dueling it out. Now within about half a second, Bischelt's up on his own just a little bit, having all that clear space. Loving those soft tires right now. As we check out with Some Good Salt, as he makes a move up on the inside of Brian Autry. Is able to get through on turn 10 and hold the lead coming out of turn 9 and getting as Wolfsburg Tuner has himself a little bit of an incident, but is able to keep it out of any other car and keep himself going straight. But it looks like he will lose a good chunk of time and now has AO right on his rear bumper. Duchev getting passed by Boogie a little further back here, as these two have lost a little bit of contact and will be out. And Bischelt's just tracking down the fastest laps here with a 1:12. Absolutely flying on that last lap. And he's doing it all without DRS. As we can see, Wolf Okami does get passed by Verstappen with Some Good Salt right on the back of Wolf Okami as well, as they make their way through turn 3 here, heading into the 4, 5, 6 complex of S's. And as we make our way through 6, 7, 8. Oh, and unfortunately, Some Good Salt catches a little bit of Wolf Okami, and that's going to send him around. Wolf Okami still able to continue. It looks like, I think Some Good Salt lost part of that front wing, so they're most likely going to have to come in and get that repaired, unfortunately. I'm always waiting for you to say making their way downtown when you make a comment about them making their way down the track. Yeah, I should at some point, right? Who knows? The Johnny Damon does make his way past Racer X. Verstappen actually coming into the pits already. I don't think I saw any front. Oh, they do need a front wing, so unfortunately for them, they are going to lose a lot of time for them on the pit lane. And that is going to be a frustrating set. They are going to be hoping for another yellow flag here. B-Schultz, though, is just holding on to that 9/10 now, so unfortunately is going to be in DRS range of Knick-Knack Paddywhack, who does also have to concern himself with Gunnar, who's not far behind. Racer X tucked in nice and close behind the Johnny Damon. I believe these two former teammates last season. See how that continues. As you can see, Boogie trying to chase down AO. It also has the dude chef right behind him. Some good salt. Still missing that front section of his car. I assume is just going to say meh, whatever. As he is, yeah, that little side piece of the front wing. Not really the best thing to be losing, but it is what it is. As he does go a touch wide, a little scrapage there. Let's see, is he going to be coming in? I don't think so. No, he is going to continue on his way around. B-Schultz now really getting chased down by Knick-Knack Paddywhack as those soft tires look like they are burned out just a little bit. And Knick-Knack has really closed the gap from over, I think it was about 1.2 seconds at one point, now down to 0.2. So I'm not sure what happened there, but this is definitely closed up very quickly, and we'll see how this plays out. Obviously, they both are going to have to pit. Duchef and Boogie both trying to chase down AO as best as they can. We do have DRS, so that should get, yeah, there's the marker for it. And they will get it around this corner, and this is probably one of the longest DRS sections in the entirety of the F1 calendar, as it goes all the way around this corner and then all the way to turn 1. So there's probably a very slim chance that Knick-Knack does get by, and he does, and takes over the lead. B-Schultz still holding on to P2. He is on that softer tire, so he could utilize this as a way to kind of hold on, save some of that tire. Though driving in that dirty air, not exactly the best, as it will cause some wear and tear on those tires. And Gunnar also right behind him, I believe also on some hard tires. So this is going to be kind of a very interesting time, as Verstappen does set a fastest lap of 1:12.290, taking that from B-Schultz, though he is out currently of the points. So he will not actually get that point, but neither will anyone else currently. As we make our way through, let's see, is he going to try and make a move, or is he kind of just going to sit behind him? And that's smart right there. Obviously, with B-Schultz is going to have to come into pit lane much before the rest of the group will. Having utilized those softer tires, and I believe the game plan will be going to mediums. And trying to make those last as best you can. So you're going to try and get as much out as you can out of these soft tires before we swap over to something else. Looks like some good salt starting to try and make a move here on Dude Chef, as he does get up on the inside, is able to make a little bit of space. But Dude Chef not wanting to let it go, as they are back and forth on this one. They are right on top of each other. As we make our way through turn 9 here into Bach 10, or turn 10. Like some of their names are quite entertaining. Bach 9, Bach 10, Master Bach is turn 8, Hans Ernst Bach is 11 and 12, which is this little grouping of corners here. There's Tarzanbach, Gerlachbach, Hugenholzbach, some Slotmaker Bach. Very fun corner names. As we make our way through, sorry, getting distracted by the names of corners. Bischoltz still holding on to P2, and Knick-Knack Paddywhack having that lead. He is kind of just doing his thing, and it seems to be going well. Oh, Dude Chef unfortunately has himself a little bit of a spin coming out of turn 1. Did not see if anything else caused that, but he does lose a couple spots and is now down into P12. Wolfokami trying to chase down Wolfsburg Tuner. A little bit of a gap, and then we do have Boogie right on the rear diffuser of AO here. As they head into turn 10. Boogie hoping to utilize the slipstream, and is he gonna goes to the outside, but unfortunately AO really just making that car feel about 6 cars wide as they head into out of turn 1 into turn 2 right here, and then this very, very sharp left-hander for turn 3. Bischoltz. Oh, unfortunately for Duchev, he does get a time penalty for speeding in pit lane. He's getting a new front wing and slapping on some hard tires, which at this point, yeah, you're pretty much going to have to do. So unfortunately for him, that is going to put a little damper on his race. But as we can see, Knick-Knack Paddywhack holding on. Bischoltz in P2, Gunnar in P3. You've got the Johnny Damon in P4, Racer X P5, Brian Autry in P6, AO in 7, Boogie in 8, Some Good Salt in 9, Wolfokami in 10, Wolfsburg Tuner in 11, Faststappen in 12, and Duchev in 13. As we stick sort of with this little group here, there's about these first 4 drivers all fairly close together as Boogie actually makes his way past AO a little further down here, as these two are going to be dueling it out, as AO right basically inside the cockpit there for Boogie, as they were very tight. It looks like he's losing a little bit of time. Nothing too crazy, but he's just had to back down. Try and utilize as much as he can of the slipstream without catching too much dirty air and causing your tires to overheat. So once that happens, you're in for a little bit of trouble. But our front 4 all very, very, very close together right now. As you can see, this little grouping all basically within about a second of about 2 seconds at first. And then we have a pretty decent gap. It looks like Some Good Salt has an issue. Not sure what happened there, but he has left, so he's gone to AI Faststappen, making his way past Wolfsburg Tuner. Some Good Salt coming into the pit lane. Possibly retiring. Looks like getting a front wing. Going on to some hard tires. Not really sure here. No, he's coming back out, so okay. Interesting. As Gunnar looks like he is going to try and make a move. Bischoltz, I think those tires are starting to scream at him. He has made it almost halfway through this race on those softs. So he's really trying to milk them for what they can just before he hops onto those mediums, and he's hoping to sort of make that one work there for you, actually. Is he going to come in right now? Nope, he is going to continue for another lap. And Qaliy unfortunately getting themselves a 5-second time penalty as well. Not the best, but I believe it's about a 23 seconds that you will end up losing. And Bischoltz actually has now lost out on the DRS, which at this point, if I'm Bischoltz, I think this is when you call it. Yeah, hop on in. Should get pretty solid timing on that. But I think this is going to be, yeah, he's going to come in here, get in, get new tires on, get on back out. I'm assuming he's going to hop onto those mediums. Yeah, there it is, those medium, the yellow sidewalled mediums. So we have a fantastic quick view there as he pops on out in. Looks like he's going to actually come in P5. As you can just see Brian Autry coming through right now. Ooh, has a little bit of almost a snap there, but is able to get it going. So, of course, everyone else has had to wait to pit. We do have AO coming in as well as Boogie just having wrapped up his. AO having to hop in. Is he gonna? Nope, he is going to come out just behind. Wolfsburg Tuner coming in as well. Looks like, yeah, there it is. So he's going to go on to those medium tires as well. And that should allow some people to go through. So our first 4 drivers all have yet to pit. So Nick Qaliy, as of right now, holding on to P1, obviously still needing to hop on into pit lane. See how long those hard tires are able to last. I'm assuming he's probably going to try and push them, see if he can hop on to softs, but we'll see how they sort of hold up as he goes. He does have a just under 1.2 seconds, or about 1.2 seconds on Gunnar, who is actually under threat of the Johnny Damon. Both of them are on those, or sorry, the Johnny Damon is on those mediums, so he's also going to have to pit fairly closely, or fairly soon? Shortly is the word I was looking for. I'm going to guess probably lap 22 is where I would see it, as Verstappen makes his way, as well as Brian Autry has hopped into the pit lane. He is throwing on those hards at lap 18. Verstappen did pit earlier with some wing damage and has managed to make his way back up to P6. And we haven't had a specific colored vehicle. Don't want to jinx it all, as Boogie and Qaliy also make their way past Brian Autry as he was coming out of the pits, but he does tag on to the back of them. Qaliy does have a 5-second time penalty with a speeding in the pit lane. So that could be beneficial to Brian Autry. And if I'm Boogie, I'm going to... If I'm Red Bull in this situation, you're going to let Boogie just kind of go. Qaliy, there's only so much he can do with a 5-second time penalty, but you're going to utilize him as best you can and sort of work together to try and create as much space from you to the guys behind you and Brian Autry and AO here to be able to create a little more space. Bischoltz with a fast lap of 1:11.608, which is absolutely flying around this track, as the Johnny Damon's still kind of floating back, just sitting back a little bit, seeing what he can do. Yeah, the Johnny Damon just unfortunately not able to quite catch all the way up, but he is going to get the massive DRS to see if he's going to be able to utilize it. DRS is now going to be open. I don't know if his tires just might be cooked from the entirety of the lap here. He might have to look at start looking at coming on in. It is a fairly long track here. It's not the shortest, obviously, with 14 corners. It sounds quite short. If I remember correctly, it's just under 5 kilometers. So the current circuit is, just over 4, so it's 4.259 kilometers for the other ones. It is 2.646 miles. And the fastest lap record is a 1:11.097, held by Lewis Hamilton in 2021 in the Mercedes W12. Ooh, a little bit of a lockup, it sounded like there. As Verstappen has hopped into the pits again. He is on soft tires now, and this could be dangerous for a lot of people. He is going to be blistering fast. As it looks like Wolf Okami is still sitting there, trying to hold on and create as much space as he can. He's got almost a 3-second gap on AO. As Gunnar does get a time penalty for speeding in pit lane. That's not what you want to see if you're Gunnar there, as he's going to go onto mediums from his hards, and it looks like I think the Johnny Damon is going on to hard or softs, but he has also got a front wing change, so that's going to cost him a good chunk of time. Bischoltz now in P3, while we have a 1-2 in the McLarens. Knick-Knack has about a 14-ish second gap from him to P3, so he's going to have a trickier time in those hards trying to create some space. I'm not quite sure. I don't think the undercut or the overcut is going to be amazing here, but he does have about 15 laps to go. And you can see Bischoltz's time is starting to get a little bit closer to Racer X, whereas Racer X's time is starting to go up. Oh no, and Bischoltz now starting to, yeah, he's starting to, wow, that, okay, yep. Starting to get a little slower. It looks like Racer X is struggling a little bit on those tires. He is also on those hard. So, trying to do what they can. As it looks like Knick-Knack is coming into the pits. I think Racer X is going to go by again. So, he's gone onto the mediums here. This is going to be pretty tight. No, never mind. So, Bischoltz is able to swing through and take the lead, or take in P2. Knick-Knack Paddywhack is going to come out. Actually, he might be coming out right into the side of Goomer here. Gunnar, yeah, does get his way past. So now these two are going to have a fun duel. So the mediums, Gunnar is now on, I guess, 2-lap older tires. So it shouldn't have too much of an effect yet. But that will definitely play a interesting part later on, as the Johnny Damon having a little bit of a problem. He did have that front wing change, which cost him some time. We'll see. As Wolfakami does actually get past his teammate. Very interesting that they're going to do that little switcheroo. And I got a feeling Racer X is probably coming in this lap, as Bischoltz has closed that gap up very high, or very quickly. I think he's just got those really, really old hard tires on now, so he's most likely going to be trying to come in right away here. Oh, he is actually going to try and push these. Let's see if Bischoltz is, I don't think he's quite close enough. And it's a little sketchy of a dive bomb. Ooh, got a lot. Almost, no, that's not what you want. He almost went a little sideways, but we are able to keep it going. Osmark, stay strong. Wolf Okami. Where is Wolfie? Yeah, having a good little race. Unfortunately for them, or for him, yeah, for Wolf, that 5-second time penalty is going to really hurt. As you can see, Boogie is right on him. It looks like is going to go ripping past, but Verstappen also is going to be a massive threat, and Verstappen does have the soft tires. I believe Wolf Okami is on those hards. A little bit of a tire mismatch at this point, which is a little unfortunate. He does have a little bit starting to open up a little bit of a gap to the AlphaTauri. And that's, I think, the big one he's going to have to really focus on. And if anything, he's going to hope that Brian and AO start dueling it out, create a little bit of space, and he might be able to kind of get away from worrying about losing out of the points here. Oh, and Racer X now has gone into pit lane. See, he's going to go onto the soft tires, so he's going to hope that he can really nail in some laps here. Johnny Damon setting just fast lap at 1:11.055, which I think actually technically is the lap record. So the Johnny Damon does get past And Beschultz has now 3.5 seconds, and the first driver behind him has a 5-second time penalty. So that is going to be great for Beschultz, as Gunnar is going to be trying to do what he can. But obviously, he does have Nick Nack Paddywhack right on his rear as well. Wolfokami gets passed by Verstappen, but if anything, you're going to want to really utilize that. You have a 3.6 second lead on AO. Kind of utilize as much as you can of the DRS areas. Hopefully stay in touch, and you might be able to kind of get through, though it looks like he's actually going to slowly lose out on, and yet he is now out. So unfortunately there, it's going to be all up to him to try and create as much space as he can. Hopefully stay ahead of Brian Autry, as well as right now he is with both drivers behind him within that, and that would bump him down to P10. Still within the points, but a couple less than what you would want. As Nick Nack Paddywhack is starting to make some moves, Boogie has to be watching those mirrors very closely, as you do have Verstappen right behind him. AO, and oh, looks like Brian Autry has a little bit of an incident. Didn't quite catch what had happened. And we have another incident a little further up. Oh, I think that was Dude Shift just getting out of the way there. I just saw the yellow pop up. So that's going to help Wolfokami. Now he has about a... Oh, what happened? Oh, Boogie having himself a little bit of an incident. He does get himself sideways, loses that front wing. But he is going to have to get back going and swap out to get a new front wing. Unfortunately, right after lap 1, or turn 1, so that's going to... He's got a whole lap to do. Oh, and that's going to bring actually out the VSC, so that can kind of help, as Wolfokami actually now has over a 5-second head start on AO, so holding P7, that could be beneficial. Beschultz actually, interestingly enough, coming into pit lane, having lost a couple of positions here, so he's going to throw on the soft tires with 10 laps to go. I'm hoping he has a new set of sauce, otherwise this could be very interesting, because we do still have the VSC, so he's not gonna lose too much time, but that's very interesting. We'll see how this pays off for him, because obviously having that set of soft tires is going to be beneficial, but you're not going to have everybody getting closed up. DRS is enabled, the lap is back green, so now he's got a lot of time to try and reel in. 7 seconds he's got to close in, and yes, Gunnar and Nick Nack are both on medium tires compared to Johnny Damon and Beschultz's soft, so this could be very interesting here. Wolfokami now actually looking like it. Those tires are screaming for some help here. Actually, we're going to take a quick look. I just want to see what our tires are looking like. Alright, so Beschultz, these are brand new. So Johnny Man's on 5s. Wolfokami is on 10-lap old hard, so this could be a little tricky. You obviously have those time penalties. Well, I get rid of that guy. There we go. And yeah, so this could get somewhat interesting. So what do we got going on in here? Oh, that was them lapping another car. Beschultz is doing a quite nice work here, as he is reeling in into the Johnny Damon quite quickly. See, Nick Nack Paddywhack, he obviously doesn't necessarily have to pass Gunnar, as there is that 5-second time penalty that everyone is trying to chase. So Johnny Damon really hoping to get within that 5 seconds. Beschultz is going to have a little more of a problem trying to do it. But we still have a good chunk of time left, so we can see crazier things happen. They're both... Johnny Damon has gotten underneath 6 seconds behind Nick Nack Paddywhack. And there goes Nick Nack. His Gunnar is now 6.5 seconds ahead of the Johnny Damon, as Nick Nack actually set a purple sector 3 there. Beschultz setting a blistering fast lap of 1:10.952. That is a little quick. It's a little quick. Considering the lap record is not even in the 110s. He does have obviously some work to do, but is reeling in. He is down under 5 seconds behind the Johnny Damon. The Johnny Damon's 6.5 back of Gunnar still. As we can see, Gunnar kind of dueling it out as they make their way into turns 11 and 12. As we head into lap 29. Oh, yeah. Partway through lap 29. 25-2 through sector 2, or sector 1, sorry. As we head into sector 2. Bichel's really starting to do some work here, as he is only just under 4 seconds now behind the Johnny Damon. Closing quite quickly, actually. As they're starting to come up on some lapped traffic, as I believe, ooh, this could be beneficial. I think that is some good salt. Unfortunately, is not necessarily because Johnny Damon actually coming into the pits. He's going on to another set of soft tires, so he has already burnt through those guys. And with 6 laps to go, has decided to go on to a second set of softs. It's going to allow Racer XMB Schultz, who now has 9.3 seconds he's got to clear to try and catch up to P2, but he does have a 9-second gap on P4. So this could get very, very interesting. And Papa Schultz. As we are making our way into the final stages of this race here. It has started to spread out just a little bit as Gunnar has started to kind of lose out on some positioning. And now outside of that 1 second gap as Nick Paddywhack has taken over and gotten a nice little gap and gotten out of DRS range here. You see, on those medium tires, so they are going to last a little bit, but they are going to start feeling it pretty quickly here. Schultz starting to close it down. It is at about 8 seconds. He's getting closer. I'm not sure he's going to be able to reel them all the way in, but we'll see how this ends up playing out. Now into 7.5. Knick-Knack is trying to do... Oh, it looks like Racer X has an instant. That's actually going to be a safety car. Ooh, this just got real interesting. 5 laps to go. And a safety car is coming out. I think that's Knick-Knack. Knick-Knack is going to head in, as is Gunnar. Gunnar is going to be able to kill off that 5-second time penalty. Oh, this got very interesting very quickly. Schultz also in with a new set, going on to some mediums, and that could be an issue. As Knick-Knack coming out on some soft tires. The Gunner just makes it out ahead of him, but also on soft tires. B Schultz, unfortunately, is on mediums. As you can see, the Johnny Damon coming around right now, and this could be interesting as well, as he is actually going to slip out just ahead, but he is going to be on some somewhat used soft tires. The Johnny Damon actually, oh no, he is going to actually drop a position back. Verstappen now having hopped in, he is onto a new set of, or onto some softs. We have Wolf Okami also coming in. They're going to be able to serve that time penalty as well, as they will slap on a set of soft tires. Brian Autry is coming in. AO has come in. AO's on his way in. Yeah, and that'll be softs there. Softs there. Some softs from AO or Brian Autry on the softs as well. This going to be very interesting very quickly, as unfortunately for RacerX, that is going to be the end of his day in that McLaren. Let's see, do we have anyone else coming in? Nope. The last 3 drivers are all going to say, let's go. This is going to be very, I think we're going to have about a 2-ish laps. Maybe 3 laps. Maybe 3 laps. I think, unfortunately for B Schultz, I don't think that was, that's just very unfortunate timing. He is in P3, but he is going to have the Johnny Damon on some soft tires. We'll quickly, while we have the time. So those are going to be everyone's tires. So the Johnny Damon's on 3-lap-old softs. Everyone else is going to be on 1-lap-old softs. And B Schultz on 1-lap-old mediums. So it adds a little bit of spice in here. Alright, so safety car probably not in this lap, so it's probably going to be a lap 34. So we're going to have about 2.5-ish laps of racing coming in for this, yeah, at the end of lap 34. So we're going to have about 2 laps of racing here, as everyone is going to be all bunched up now. And this is going to get a little bit spicy. Very, very exciting. There we are, all bunched back up. So we got 12 drivers left. Right, look, it should be about 2 laps. Let's see how this one plays out. Safety car will be in this lap. So Knick-Knack Paddock is going to back everybody up. As Knick-Knack does take off a little earlier than everyone kind of expected, apparently, as he is going to open quite a gap. B. Schultz kind of having to deal with it. You can see Gunnar starting to try and do what he can to reel it in. Don't think we're going to get DRS here, which might actually help out, but this is going to be very tricky on those medium tires, surrounded by all the soft, faster tire. As Knick-Knack Paddywhack gets himself away, making his way around turn 7, heading into turn 8. And then the hard braking of turn 9. As we head on down into turn 11 and 12. Knick-Knack does have that little bit of a gap. Gunnar, though, right behind him in that Alfa Romeo. B. Schultz in the Mercedes not far behind. Verstappen doing what he can, but obviously it is a little harder to pass with there being no DRS right now. As we make our way, Knick-Knack, everyone's setting fastest laps, a 109.993 out of B. Schultz. Going to hold on to it for now. Knick-Knack Paddywhack as he makes his way around turn 3. Sharp left hairpin with that heavy camber. Into turn 7. A quick turn of 9, or the little exchange of 9 and 10 before this DRS zone. That unfortunately you're not going to get any DRS. You can see that B. Schultz actually has opened up a little bit of a gap to P4. And the Johnny Damon very much under pressure out of Verstappen here. It's going to be very interesting as we are making our way through to the final corner. And it looks like Knick-Knack Paddywhack is going to snag himself the victory here, as DRS does get enabled right for the end, as Gunnar and then B. Schultz. Verstappen does manage to get past the Johnny Damon. Qaliy, AO, Brian Autry. We're going to have Wolfsburg Tuner Boogie just behind him. Some Good Salt and Dude Chef all wrapping it up. It made it for a very interesting ending to that race as everyone kind of rip-roaring and ready to go. Oh, as we just gonna... Yep. All right. Odd spot to stop. Sounds good. And that will be our race today, as Knick-Knack Paddywhack is going to get himself on the top step with Gunnar and B. Schultz just behind him. And there you have it. So Knick-Knack Paddywhack will take P1, Gunnar in P2, B. Schultz in P3, but will also get the fastest time or fastest lap bonus point. Verstappen in P4, the Johnny Damon in P5, Qaliy in P6, AO in P7, Brian Autry in 8, Wolfsburg Tuner in 9, Boogie in 10, Some Good Salt in 11, Dude Chef in 12, or Racer X in 13th. Unfortunately, not finishing. Same with Ronan Hayden and Foxy in 15. So those three, unfortunately, DNFing, but fantastic driving nonetheless. And with that, we will quickly bring up our schedule. So that will end our racing at the wonderful Zandvoort in the Netherlands. And we will be heading next week to Monza. So the fastest track on the F1 circuit. Excuse me. Yes, absolutely fantastic drive today out of everybody. And we look forward to next week in Monza. As you can see, after Monza, we will head to Bahrain, and then Qatar, Japan, Miami, Coda, and then Brazil. Nice podium and good result, Ben and Pucks. Yes, good job to all of them. But yes, fantastic day. We will hopefully catch you guys again next week for a wonderful time at the Temple of Speed in Monza. and we will hopefully catch you then. I will be back for that one. So hopefully you have yourselves a good rest of your day, night, morning, whatever it is, wherever you are, and we will hopefully see you then. Have yourselves a great one, and I will